The wine?
Yeah, can I get some? Oh, yeah, I got some right here. Boom. Oh, I'm not on screen, just Big Blue. Got you, boo.
We want you to stay in the moment. Do you want? Okay, so we're gonna do a shot.
Nah, I don't want to be
No,
on it.
we're gonna stay.
Damn.
Okay, no,
I just had this water.
No, don't yell. Don't yell.
Look.
Oh, there was a fly that just flew into it.
Damn.
All right, it's okay.
over.
No, it's okay. Okay,
Punk.
it's gone. All right, Cheech, let's do a quick toast.
I ain't drinking it though.
Let's do a quick toast.
All right.
All right. So, do you want to do the toast?
No.
You don't want. All right.
I'm already nervous. No, what am I gonna say?
Oh, really? Okay. Let's do a toast to getting everything we want, need, and desire with elegance and ease.
Ow.
That's one of my favorite.
I like that. Elegance and ease. That's some bougie shit. I'm bougie.
I mean, you've met me. That is some good. That's smooth.
Big up yourself, Kingston 60.
Oh, yo, Jamaican rum and Jamaican men. I now have a new appreciation for both.
That would be me.
And that's the perfect segue to, guys, today we are here with an extra special guest. We are here with my good friend, a good man, because we're going to talk about what it means to be a good black man in 2023.
Thank you.
Cheech.
I come a long way.
The Cheech. Cheech, do you have any monikers or aliases that you want to shout out to anybody who knows you as something other than Cheech?
Nah. Actually, don't. Nah, I mean.
Cheech is like, nah, this is witness protection.
Yeah. No, if you know me, you know me. Cheech. And if you really know me, you know my real name.
That's true. Now, Cheech, I don't know about you, but I feel warm on the inside from that shot, so we're going to jump right into it.
Damn.
You ready?
All right.
Yeah, no KY. We just jumped right into it.
Shit.
All right, so on the way...
I'm going to be pausing everything. Pause.
Okay. First of all, you're the most New York person I know.
That's impossible, but all right.
No, you when I think of New York, I think of New York undercover.
Shit.
I think of good bagels and coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese in particular, and I think of Cheech.
No Timbs? No Air Force
The beef and
One?
broccoli.
No
I had some things in Tim's. Like I've had a lot of people break my heart who wear Tim's.
Oh,
so watching the Timbs walk out the door as I weep.
Yeah, I follow you.
Yeah, I got some PTSD.
I feel you.
Yeah, dudes in.
But I appreciate that because I'm always home. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm actually always home even if I'm not there. It's hard for me to shake it.
You bring New York with you.
Yeah.
You and Aaron Bernard are the two guests who, the minute you come in, I don't have to tell anybody where you're from. Now, I'm going to jump right into it because I have been itching to talk to a straight black man about this.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, we get right into it.
You don't get many straight black men on your show?
No, we have some that want to come on the show, but I have a responsibility to, number one, only interview people that I enjoy and people who are not going to be folks that I can't defend afterwards. like I rock with you. Like I rock with you heavy. So here's the question, right?
Thanks.
This morning, I was going to order breakfast, and you said, nah, my baby needs a home-cooked meal. And you made us breakfast. Anytime that...
Excuse me,
what?
not to interrupt you. I said babies.
That's
so I
sweet.
included you, too.
Okay, that's very sweet. See... Oh, by the way, guys, she's just a Libra, because you guys know we do zodiacs here. So if anybody's like, why is she so charming? It's the Libra shit, guys. Do not look in the camera too hard. So you made us breakfast this morning. You always have our backs. If Bridget orders a meal and it comes late, there's video of you going into the kitchen and asking the sous chef to stop playing in her face.
Yeah.
You are such a knight in shining armor, but not in a performative way. We can tell that you're doing this because you need to do it, not because it looks good to us. So I have one question to ask you before we get into the nitty gritty. You're what I would call a good dude, not a perfect dude, a good dude.
Appreciate it.
Because a perfect dude is not real, right? A good dude is somebody who really means good intention and does the best they can what they have.
Yeah.
What does it feel like, though, being a good dude who listens to podcasts like He Who Shall Not Be Named?
Yeah, I listen to.
What you say? You listen to Joe Budden.
I listen to Joe Budden heavy, my nigga. I ain't gonna.
You listen to Joe Budden, and your lineup tells me, your hairline tells me, you spend a lot of times in barbershops.
Every
so
week.
As a good
Shout
dude,
to Alan. Shout to Al.
dude who is in these stereotypically hyper masculine and slightly or heavily problematic spaces, how do you reconcile?
You can say toxic.
Yeah, toxic as fuck. Okay, let's just say it. How do you reconcile being a good dude while also being comfortable in those toxically masculine spaces?
Oh, it's real easy.
Hit me, because I've been curious about this for a long time.
No, seriously. It's growth, 100% growth, right?
Okay.
Within myself, like I've come to the point where I don't have the energy no more to give, give to that toxic atmosphere no more. So now I just like being a spectator. You know what I mean? It's
So
like
you're watching them be toxic for sport, you're saying?
yeah.
Okay.
You are you familiar with Menace to Society?
Absolutely.
All right, so you know Wax.
Yes.
Remember how they describe Wax? Like, yo, he did so much dirt. Now he's so old and out of it. Now he just like watching everybody else do the dirt.
Yeah.
That's me.
Oh, that's usually the defense I give for Prince. I always say that when you're nasty and have done a bunch of crazy things, you become very pure as you get older because you're like, I've done everything.
did it already.
I don't need to be a sexual deviant. I done showed my ass a lot. Like, I'm done.
I did it all.
So you're saying because you're past it, that's why you can be around it but not be of it.
Yeah, and I can also like I know, for instance, I could always point out like niggas who's trying to like really step away too. You know what I'm saying? And like not just because of what my position now, being engaged. It's like
We're gonna get into that. Yes.
It's like I get a lot of yo son. Like I'm
Teach
proud.
me your ways.
Yeah,
Teach.
yo, no, y'all proud of you, bro. Go, yo, Unc, you really doing it? Because now I'm getting called Unc because I'm 42. You know what I'm saying?
How does that feel to say 42 out loud on camera, friend?
That's fire to me. I don't really trip.
know.
I don't look like it because I know kids who's like 24 and I look like them and they look older than me. You know
No
what I mean?
disrespect. I
So,
was shocked.
no disrespect to anybody that looks older than me. And
I'm gonna say a
you
name
do.
out loud, and this is no disrespect. I was shocked that Boosie's younger than us.
Who?
Boosie.
Really?
He's younger than us. I was stunned.
I thought he was like my age. I ain't gonna hold you.
No, I thought he was an elder.
Oh.
I really thought he was an elder.
No, I didn't think he was older than me. I thought he was like right around my age.
Well,
Like, I thought
you are hip hop, so you understand the timeline.
Yeah.
As somebody who was not a Boosie fan, just looking at his skincare, I thought he was older.
he been through some shit.
Yeah, he's also put people through some shit too. We're gonna skate away from that, but he brings up a great point though, right? As a person who I consider a good dude, but a human being still. Do you think that you're complicit if you don't speak up when those rooms get super toxic? Like if that room was to say something,
Yeah, no, I speak
really,
up regardless.
You do?
Yeah, 100%. I check a nigga. That's why I get respect of. I mean, out of you know what I mean, out of my peers, because I if it's bullshit, I'm gonna call you on it. If it's trash, I'm gonna call you on it. If it's some fuck shit, I'm gonna call you on it. You know what I'm saying? But if if you're winning, or if that's some shit that like is admirable and it's like it's you know what I mean, notable. You know what I'm saying? Like, and niggas is usually clowning you for being a little soft nigga or feeling like, you know what I mean?
And by soft, you mean emotionally intelligent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, emotional intelligent. You know what I mean? If you had that one, if I see it's like, you know, a little crack in the door and you seem like you got some heart with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a back you on it. I'm like, nah, my son is talking some truth though. Y'all better listen to young boy. He got his shit together more than y'all niggas.
So you're the OG who backs up those who are trying to do right.
Yeah.
Because
I don't
when you're
wanna say
younger
no.
and trying to do right, you need somebody to back you up so you don't look stupid by yourself.
Correct, but I don't like the term OG because I ain't super duper old, but I'm definitely like in that conduit between big homie and little brother.
Okay, I have a question then because I don't like being called auntie.
Yeah,
But a lot of people, the funny thing is, women who are younger than me love being called auntie more than women who are my age.
you should embrace the auntie.
That's great. That's a great
Because
opinion.
I embrace the unk, right?
Yeah, I don't embrace the auntie for one reason. I feel like, and this is a cultural thing, right? In the South, calling somebody ma'am is a sign of respect. On the West Coast, calling a woman who thinks she's young and juicy ma'am, she gonna want to fight you, right? So region doesn't matter. So if you've been calling people ma'am, don't do that out here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll fight somebody in LA who calls me ma'am. In the same way, I think Unc is seen as sexy cat daddy, like, yo, he's been around the block and he can pull a bitch who's only 25. Auntie means they're putting you out to graze a lot of times. Unless you're a young girl who's self-identifying as auntie. And so for me, I personally do not enjoy being called auntie. It doesn't make me feel good. And I get to choose what makes me feel good. And I feel like auntie and Unc, I don't think are comparable. I think Unc is respect and auntie means that you're seen as expired a lot of times.
That's just how you see it, because that's not how men see it.
So men are trying to smash the aunties?
Yes.
Oh, wait.
You're not in the barbershop.
Wait, pause though. Pause. You're a Libra. Libra love older women. Like
Nah, that's not-
Usher,
you're not
Barack. What?
You're not hearing me though. Yeah, like Michelle, like, you know what I mean? Like, she's not an auntie.
He has Libra in his chart. He's a Leo, but he has
like,
a lot of Libra in his
like
chart.
Michelle's not an auntie. She's mom. She's mom. She, you know what I mean?
Okay.
She's mama love. Like, real shit.
So
She's
explain
mama
to
love.
me about men who like women who are assertive, because I feel like one of the reasons, and I was talking earlier when Bridget was on the show, I was like, Bridget, I love watching the way Cheech loves on you. For those of you who don't know and haven't picked up the context clues, Cheech is not just a good friend, he's also the fiance. of one Bridget Kelly, who was a favorite on the show. I love how you immediately looked at her. Bridget's in the studio. You immediately looked at her the minute I said her name, and now you're waving like, "Hi, baby." And so
I'm nervous. I don't know what I'm about to say.
No, there's nothing to be nervous.
She's about to ask me, and she's like
yourself.
Right there.
Trust yourself. But I'm saying that, like, one of the things I told Bridget was I really enjoy watching the way that you love on her. Because I feel like when you are an assertive, talented, smart woman, a lot of men feel a way about showing up for you because they feel like they're competing or that they're not good enough. And so I like the idea of having a secure man talk about what it's like to deal with a woman who is a badass bitch on her own, but you're who she chose and you chose her back. Like, what's that conversation like when you're dealing with a woman who's an equal and not someone who needs you but wants you?
All right. Well,
because the men who are watching, because y'all do be watching, I looked at the demographics. The men who are watching, low-key want to hear the answer, and I'm not equipped to give them that answer.
All right. Well, first off, since men are watching,
they are.
Fellas, I'm gonna say some shit that probably gonna be a little bit sketch. But just hold me down. I don't really feel like I chose her and she chose me. I feel like God put us together. You know what I'm saying? Like real rap. You know what I mean? And I mean that genuinely. It's not because my fucking girl right here, like dead ass, like for real. Because on my end, as far as like supporting her and showing up for her, and you know all the things you just mentioned. You know what I mean? Loving on her, right?
You love on her hard.
Yeah, and like that competitive thing you talking about. Like I don't got nothing to compete about with Bridget. What the fuck do I'm not in her world. I'm not in her lane. There's nothing for me to be striving towards in her world. I don't sing. I don't do none of that shit. That's not my thing. So all I could do is just do what I do and support. You know what I mean? It's like,
wow.
Let's put it to you this way. If Bridget was a nurse, I'd support the fact that she worked like fucking 4 shifts in a row.
And nurses do. My whole family's full of nurses.
And you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like that's just what men I grew up like admiring did for their wives. You know what I'm saying? Like my dad does that. My uncles do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I had that. You know what I mean? Like, is
it a cultural thing because you're Caribbean? Is that a cultural thing, or do you think it's probably an age thing?
I think it's both. I think it's both because like as you get older, you start to understand like any union is a partnership.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And you want the best for your shit. You know what I'm saying? I just yesterday we were talking about some concepts or whatever. Because we create, sometimes we have a good time because I'm mad, creative.
You are.
And I'm in the marketing space. I'm not in her world, but I'm adjacent. So I understand everything.
You're complementary.
Correct.
Watching you guys working this morning and how, for those of you who don't know Cheech, he's really good with merchandising. He's good with products. He's good with fashion. Because Cheech, I've never seen you not dress Cheech. Like even in the house, I was like, you ain't got no loungewear? You look like you about to go outside.
This is my loungewear.
Like you love fashion and it's a very Libra thing. This everybody who watches this podcast is very.
It's just a been broke when you were a kid thing, and you just want to have everything that you could get because you can afford it thing. Like
yeah, but the way you put it together, that's an eye. You have an eye for things.
Oh,
you can't.
I'm gonna see it, son.
Yeah, you can't buy the eye, and so I think.
No, I'm my mother's kid. Like that's just my mom.
So you're saying that like in your world it makes sense because you were taught that this is how men show up. So what does it feel like when you see this new generation? Because black men are going through a mental health crisis right now.
Yeah, we do.
Where, in the words of Drake, niggas are the new bitches. Like men want to be.
Well, not all of us. But
not all of you. Not all of you at all.
Yeah.
But like, there's a lot of men.
I got bitch tendencies.
Oh, wait. Elaborate on that.
Yeah. I got bitch tendencies. You know what I mean? I get moody. You know what I'm saying? I get my period once a month too.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't bother me when I like. Let me
I love that when men admit they have feelings.
Let me help you.
This is why I wanted you on the show. By the way.
Yeah, no problem. I don't pump fake. So let me put it to you this way, right? And any man can tell you this. Like, if you and especially niggas who drive, right? Drive to work, come home. It is not I don't give a fuck who you are. Yo, you can definitely catch yourself in your fucking car once you get home and sitting in that shit trying to unplug from the world for like a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes before you go upstairs. Like, and that's just because of what we deal with as black men. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You know what I mean? And it's not like, it's not a racial thing. It's not like me going against the white man and all that shit. No. It's me going against them. It's me going against us. It's me going against, you know what I mean? Like me, you know what I mean? Sometimes you be in your own way. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
And your days just be some days, not all days, but some days you just want to just like unplug and get your shit together. You know what I mean? You got to get in this crib and deal with new energy, whether it's kids and your spouse, or just your kids because you're a single parent, or just your spouse. You know what I'm saying? And you got to give them that energy. So it's a lot. You know what I mean? Mentally. So when men have mood swings, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't about no signs. It ain't about no sign. It ain't about no age. Everybody has mood swings. Sometimes something and you just ain't wake up on the right side of the bed. Like last week, I'm not even going to bullshit you. I swear to God, I told Bridget this. I said, yo, the sun came up and I was dark. Aww. By the time the sun went down, I was brighter because I was going to get me a win.
Right.
I needed that win. Something I needed to make sure that whatever the hell I needed to connect and get it back for was gonna happen. I'm sorry if I'm clapping. I'm not supposed to, but I talk with my hands. I'm mad Jamaican. Sorry.
Mad Jamaican.
Mad Jamaican. So that was it. And but I woke up like that. And my girl is beautiful. So I wake up in the morning. I'm like, I don't have no time for this shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't care.
Aww.
You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Bridget, I want me one.
I don't care.
You know what I mean? About you, girl.
Yo, I don't. You know what I mean? But no, it's like, and men be on the same type of time where it's like, you're like, I don't have if you ain't got it mentally sometimes, or you don't have it emotionally in your head, everything else that your spouse want to do and have, you don't want to do it. You don't got it for them. But but it's not every fucking day. You know what I mean? It's just it just happens. It's you know what I mean? It is.
It sounds like you gave yourself permission to have feelings.
Yeah,
and I feel like so many men, because the joke is I've been engaged twice. Third time's the charm. The third time I get engaged, I probably.
Oh, you was engaged twice?
Twice, bro. So third time's the charm.
I've been engaged. This is my second time.
So you understand what it's like?
I ain't going for 3.
No, you got it on the second time.
Yeah, this is it.
So I feel like a lot of the times when I've been in relationships, because I'm pansexual, I've dated men and women.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that was a term.
Yeah, pansexual.
That means why isn't that bisexual?
No, it's bisexual on steroids. Bisexual means that you believe. This is the teachable moment.
Yes.
Bisexual means you believe in the binary. So I date men and women. Pansexual means I don't care if you call yourself trans. I don't care what you call yourself. You don't even have to call yourself man or woman. If I like you, I like you. And the reason
just love.
I just love people because I'm an energy worker. So you know me, Cheech. I focus 100% on energy.
I don't know this, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but if I'm not, you could just beep it. But I feel like Prince was one of them people.
Yeah, there's some people who I actually do too. The first time I took shrooms and listened to Purple Rain, I was like, I think Prince was on shrooms because Purple Rain sounds different on shrooms.
I don't think he was on shrooms. I think he probably was on acid or LSD.
Oh wow, okay.
You gotta think about alleged. You gotta think about the time frame.
Okay, so we're gonna bring it back because I don't want the Prince estate, and I'm wearing purple too. So let's keep it cute.
I know I was gonna go there.
Allegedly, but the thing I realized was, as somebody who's into energy, I was dating. I had been engaged, and I was like, let me see what women are like because I've been engaged twice and it's not working. I dated a woman who was a lesbian when we started dating, and halfway through the relationship, I was told that this person said, actually, I think I'm trans, and transitioned into being a trans man, and I didn't give a shit. Okay. A bisexual person would be like, nah, I started dating a bitch. If you about to be a dude, this might not work for me.
Wow.
Pansexuals are like, you can call yourself whatever you need to, babe. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you. So that's the distinction between being bisexual versus pansexual. It means I don't need you to be on the binary for me to still love you.
That's ill.
Yeah, and I didn't know that either. Had I not dated a lesbian...
I just want you to know a Jamaican nigga told you that's ill.
Yeah.
Because Jamaican niggas we really like, you know what I mean?
Let me tell you, I almost slept with a Jamaican on vacation. Y'all are very charming.
Yeah, but y'all you know how
charming.
You know how they are with the sexual beings and the sexuality.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean, which is crazy to me, but not because it's Jamaica has the world's largest population of churches.
Let me tell you, Jamaica has more churches per capita than anywhere in the world.
Yeah. It's
also known for being deeply homophobic, but it's ironically also the place where gender non-conforming West Indians are the most prominent. If you want to see a straight butch woman, go to a good Jamaican restaurant.
Or just call my mom.
Right. She could be Like, here's the thing. Like in Jamaica,
I don't even like the term butch because that shit sounds so like
we could say stud, but
burly and like brolic.
There's some proud
like,
butches out there.
No, I know.
Who are proud, strong back butches.
I don't know what my mom is.
Is she a stud? A stud means a black, masculine presenting or masculine.
I don't know because my mom is smoother than a motherfucker.
So, okay, this is a perfect segue. Cheech, you're a dream guest. I was actually figuring out how to segue this. This is a perfect segue. Your mom is she part of the alphabet Mafia? What does she identify as? Is she?
My mom identifies as a lesbian, but she does not like that rainbow shit. She don't like. My mom come from. Yeah, she's not with the flamboyancy and all that.
So your mother
shit.
identifies as a lesbian, and your son is like super into. My son is
bisexual, and he corrects me all day because for a nigga like me who grew up in the 90s and shit like that, I'm like, nigga, you gay, but he be like, no, dad,
father, I am bisexual.
Nah, and he keeps it 100.
But he's not just bisexual; he's ridiculously talented, like Broadway star talented.
Yeah.
And Bridget will tell you, I can't lie. I'm autistic.
I didn't know you knew all this. That's crazy.
I've been paying attention, friend. That's why I invited you on the show.
Crazy.
He's like, oh man, this bitch did her research. I just thought we could take shots. I didn't know you knew all that. Yeah. So to have a queer mother and a queer son, and you're the super hyper masculine New York dude, like people see you, anybody wondering what you are. It's clear that you are a straight black man.
Yeah, 100%.
You hold space for them so beautifully in a way that the internet says is impossible.
Well,
and that's one of the reasons I want to give you your flowers for a second because you didn't know this, but on the show we give people their flowers. You prove that straight black men can come along. Because to Joe Budden's point, who you love, and other male podcasters, they act as if straight black men are going to get left behind. Mm-hmm. And you're showing that if you're supple and pivot, you can actually come along. Like, so not only are you coming along on the ride, you're holding space for people.
Yeah, thank you.
And I really wanted to have the show because I feel like a lot of people watch the show. It's a lot of straight men who think that they're the good dude in the room. Mm-hmm. But they're in the barbershop being complicit with their silence, so boo on you. Women who love men but feel uncomfortable around y'all because the internet's telling them that y'all are dangerous. And straight men who are our allies. I wanted to have a straight black man say, not all of them are getting left behind. How did you figure out how to hold space for queer people in your family, including think about your own son, and still not be someone who pushed them away? Because we're all scared of y'all. We're all scared of straight men being homophobic, and here you are proving that's not the case.
All right, it's real simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know it's gonna be really cliche again, and niggas don't come for me again. You know what I'm saying? But like when we just left your crib, I was like, nah, I got Star David tattooed on me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm wild. I'm not spiritual. I mean, religious at all, but
I'm very spiritual.
I'm very spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, but my dad, this nigga's like the anti. You know what I mean? But his wife, my stepmother, she's OD religious. Like she's to go to church like twice, 3 times a week.
She's devout. They call it.
Oh yeah, OD. So, but this is crazy because it's like, my dad would always have a moment where he's contradicting or like pointing out the contradictions in the Bible, right? And for me, I know that it's so like cliche to be
homophobic,
right? Mm-hmm. Or like no, not homophobic, just to be homophobic, like to enjoy homosexuality, right? Mm-hmm. That's a no. It's like no.
Oh, it's taboo.
Taboo. That's taboo. The word. It's taboo as fuck, right? Yeah. But when I found out about my mother, I was 21. So my mom hid this from me for 21 years.
Oh wow.
So like, but it wasn't my business either.
But I can also imagine how she was worried about how you receive it too.
Right. And then also you got to think about me back in like, you got to think about how I grew up and like, Bridget can tell you like the F word, like the one that rhymes with maggot.
Yeah.
That shit fly all day in my family.
We've heard dancehall music. A couple of our songs are like violent, like revenge plots against gay people.
With DMX, Locks, Mace, my era was using that word like it was regular.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I know now it's not because I know better.
Yeah.
But to just and coming from my mom, she would do it too, right? Because she had friends and she would be like, nigga, mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, we use that regular though. Why is it wrong? But to just answer the question, nobody wasn't gonna tell me my mama wasn't gonna go to heaven. Ever.
Aww.
You couldn't tell me my mom's not going to heaven. You're bugging. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's beautiful,
no.
Cheech.
So like, it's my mom.
I need a tissue.
For real?
Yeah, I need a tissue.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. No, that's beautiful because I feel like
no, that's the only way I can explain it, though.
You brought it back to love. You love her.
It's like, nigga, that's my mom. Nigga, like, you can't. What? I dare you. You know what I mean? And like, and
your love for her was greater than your need to assimilate.
Yeah, I don't care about none of that judgment and none of that shit. Because
thank you, Bridget.
The end of the day,
Bridget just brought me a tissue. Thank you, love. We gonna have you crying next, girl.
At the end of the day, a lot of people who know my mom's like a legend. You know what I'm saying? So like.
I had fun with her at the engagement. I was like,
appreciate it.
This lady is lit.
Yeah, and like, you know, I'm like to people in my neighborhood who really know me, especially I got two neighborhoods I grew up in. I grew up in Crown Heights and I grew up in Cambria Heights, which is a spot in Jamaica, Queens, right? But like in Crown Heights, where we really grew up, like where I live, it's like that's Marcia's son. Like I'm Marcia's kid. Like you can't tell, nobody can tell me nothing in my neighborhood. My mom's held it down like a soldier. Like, you know what I mean?
So you were 21
when my mom told me.
How did she tell you?
Because I was having, I'll tell you, because I was having a 21-year-old, you know, phase where everything that came out of my mouth and everything that was a joke was sounding homophobic, but it was just a joke to me, you know what I mean? And my mom had to like, I think it was starting to get to her and offend her, especially her partner at the time, who was like, because she lived with us, and it was, you know what I mean? And it was like, you dummy. And it was like, and I just was like,
she's like, you don't recognize that me and Auntie so-and-so sleep in the same room.
And these are her sons, you know what I mean? Because her sons grew up with us, and it was like,
y'all were a whole ass family.
100%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like, these like my little brothers, you know what I mean? And like, but yeah, so it was, my mom just checked me on it, kicked me out literally like the day or two after, though. But it was another.
She was hurt.
It was no. It was a total different argument, but I think it was just that argument on top of the other shit.
She was hurt. Yeah, it was lingering.
You know what I mean? Because I came home, all my phone posits, Jordans, everything was on the lawn. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? She was like, you're not gonna use this house like it's a hotel movie. Like,
okay, that sounded just like her. That's funny.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, cool. All right. So we're back. But yeah,
when she said it to you, what was your first? Because I actually had somebody come out to me.
I felt betrayed. Because it was like, yo, 21 years, I'm your kid. I've been with you through everything, yo.
Yeah.
You ain't telling me shit. I'm your son. You're supposed to let me know so I know, you know what I mean? But it's cool. I'm good with it. Like, right, obviously now,
so this happened at 21. How old were you when your son came out to you?
Oh, this was, shit, I am 40, let's say 37.
So 15, 16 years later, it happened again.
Yeah, 16 years later.
And how did he tell you? Because a black boy coming out to his father.
Yeah, so his mother, had like, you know what I mean, had like discovered some shit in his phone or whatever. And
she probably had instincts too. Mothers can feel something.
And she felt it. Yeah. And then she was like, I think you need to have a conversation with him. And I was like, all right, cool. So I think the nigga's in trouble, like, you know, typical shit. He told me, I called him. I was like, yo, your mom said I got to talk to you about some shit. What you do now? He was like, I didn't do anything. And I was like, so what the fuck is she talking about then, bro? Oh. And like his mom and me are like we're like brothers and sisters. Like we had a kid very young, and we had our son, sorry, not a kid. We had our son very young, you know what I mean? And like we knew, well, I knew, you know what I mean? Especially at my age, I was not going to be what I was supposed to be for her.
Yeah. And how old were you?
I was like 20, 21 years old.
Oh, yeah, you were a baby.
Yeah, and like at that time, I was doing so much. I had a lot of money that I shouldn't have had at that age. Mm-hmm. And
no need to share how. It's okay.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you.
All day. And so she was like, you need to talk to your son.
And but yeah, fast forward, she was like, yeah, you need to talk to your kid. And I was like, all right, cool. And he came out and told me, and I was like defending his ass from someone who told me like, yo, you know your kid is, did he come out yet? And I'm like, come out of what? Come out of where? You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm going hard, and like
the whole
time they knew somebody that's not even in our family, someone who's just observant of him. From the tour we were on because he used to be Simba in the Lion King, but we were on the tour with
this subtle flex. His wildly talented son was Simba in the Lion King. I like how he tried to like, yeah, you and Bridget have this in common. She'll be like, you know, Jay. I'm like, you mean Jay-Z? Yes. So the Lion King guys. The Lion King, the production that saved Disney from going under. Do your math.
All right, well, I could just flex real quick since you want to do it. My son was Simba in the Lion King. Little Michael Jackson on Motown on Broadway. He was Nigel and Bruce on Matilda.
Wow.
So he's a Broadway kid. You know what I mean? He knows this shit. My son can sing. He could dance his ass off.
And you always encourage that. Like, you didn't see no problem.
Yeah, never in a million years did I like trip over it.
So you're on the phone with him. You're like, your mother says we need to talk. And how does he verbalize it to you?
He just tells me like, yo, dad, I'm bisexual. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
oh.
And I said just like that, like, oh, okay. I said, yo, you know, I've been out here like defending your ass like for years now, like, and you could have been told me that instead of having this happen, and now I look like a fool and I ruin relationships for spazzing on people. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, stop playing with me. You know what I mean? And like, we could have just progressed and grew from here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know,
but you recognize why he was scared.
Yeah, because of me, you know what I mean, and how I am, and like, you know, he's a kid, and you know, I get it, and I just told the nigga like, you know, I don't care what you do, don't come in my face with, and I kept it a stack with him, you know what I'm saying, and however anybody want to feel about it, it's whatever, you know what I mean, it's my kid, you can't tell me shit, don't come in here with me, don't come in my face or come around me with no heels, you know what I'm saying, God made you who you was, man up whenever you supposed to. And be a man about yours.
Now you recognize,
and I don't care what you date. Just be a man about yours.
Do you understand that that there's fear and protectiveness baked into that, because you know what it would be like if he did.
That's why I told him
it's
that.
Fear, yeah,
yeah, and it's not a people going to judge my kid, or because it's not
no,
your
it's
kid.
Fear. You know what,
I just
what
don't
men
know
are
what
capable
the
of.
I just don't know what the public is going to do, and for our safety, and I say our safety because I'm gonna go there if someone touch my kid, or if my kid gets harmed the wrong way, and then my mans and his uncles who know will go there. So out of his safety, I gotta let him know that, and I think he gets it. You know what I'm saying?
He understands the
100, because when he's with me and he's with me and we go to juice bar home or whatever the case may be in the Bronx or wherever, and Jordan's Jordan. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about it. It's like I never had one of them moments where my man's is like, yo, this nigga's kid's flaming, because my son's not flaming. You would never know unless you know. Right now, probably everybody gonna know. And those who know will be like, I had no idea. Because he's that type of kid. You would never know. He dressed like me. He moved like me. On his Instagram, he has his moments, but like.
No, I want to pause for a second, because you're saying something valuable that I want the audience to sit with.
Sure.
For the people out there, and we have to talk about.
I have?
Yeah. Oh, please. Yeah. You want some more? You want some libations? Yes.
These are my personal ones.
No. Trust me. You brought me some. I'm gonna drink some later. There are a lot of folks who
shout to Jasil
are saying like, okay, well, Blue, we talk about advocacy, about people being able to express themselves however you want, and I think sometimes when we're talking about what people say, we don't examine the intention enough. The intention doesn't negate impact, obviously. But a lot of times when our parents don't want us to do certain things, it's not because they hate us. It's because they're scared of the world outside, right? Yeah. And which is why, before you started saying that, I said, do you acknowledge that it's coming from a place of fear? And you were honest. You were like, yeah, no, I get it. Because the world is violent. The world is a mess. And even though your child should and can be whatever they want to be, I think sometimes in the journey, there's first the parents who can't accept their child. You weren't that parent. Then there's the parents who are worried about how their child is being perceived. And I think the reason why they're so valuable, and I think even 10 years from now, you might be saying something different in 10 years. Like your view of him might evolve about what you're comfortable with as time passes on and more things happen. But I think a lot of times we expect people to be fully fleshed out in their stance immediately when somebody comes out to them. And we spend a lot of time talking about the person who is centered because they're coming out and they have valid fear, but we don't talk about the person who's receiving the news. Because even though I'm pansexual, when my best friend came out to me, like you, I would remember almost beating somebody up at a gas station for calling him gay. Yeah. I was like, don't call my best friend gay, fuck. And I was almost about to beat this boy up. So 4 months later, when he came out to me on the way to homeroom, I was like, so this entire time I've been like threatening people with violence because I'm a protective goon. You just weren't being honest with me. Yeah. And he took it as, you don't love me And I understand that he was in a sensitive space, but I think we don't ever talk about, no, sometimes somebody can love you, but they're just shocked to find out that there's a whole part of you that they didn't know about, even though they were talking to you every day.
Yeah.
And it's valid for them to like acknowledge that they're hurt about that without it instantly being seen as homophobia.
Yeah.
And so I think there might be somebody watching right now, I suspect, who probably, like you, has a person in their family who's scared to come out to them, and we're giving them permission to be like, you're not going to say all the right things immediately when somebody comes out to you.
You know what I mean? And sorry.
No, go for it. Yeah.
And honestly, it's one of those things where it's like, you know how they always say that term where it's like, it always trips me out when I come back on the screen. That's why I look that way. I'm sorry. I need to be looking.
No worries, though.
You know how they always say like racism taught in the crib?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And but it goes both ways. Like for instance, right? My son's generation and my daughter's generation, because my daughter's 10, so she's like literally 10 years apart from her brother, right? Mm-hmm. My son's 20, my daughter's 10, right? So,
wait a minute. According to that math, Bridget.
Yeah, we 10 away. Right?
Bridget, I'm just saying.
Yeah, we can have a baby tomorrow.
Well, according to the math, it's about that time. Hit the Lizzo. All right. So every 10 years, and we're on year 10 now. Continue.
So no, seriously. So, the generation below the generation below us, like my kid and like my daughters, all that, they're so evolved and so accepting and welcoming that it's so amazing. But there's still trickles of them that are not, and that generation that is not, that's taught in their crib.
Absolutely.
You understand me?
Absolutely.
And I'm not mad at, anybody who's like, yo, like for instance, I know a homegirl who got a son. His son is like maybe 4 years old or some shit, like, no, maybe like 6. And she was like, yo, he love up on his father way more. And I had to tell her, I said, yo, because his pops been through some shit, and he's a first generation Jamaican like me. And if I know him like he knows me, the word love and hugs and all that shit ain't come till mom became a grandma, or she just got too old and you're so grown now that she can actually do it because she know you're better. Yeah. But mom and dad never had time for that. Come give me love, give me hugs.
Yeah, in Caribbean families, culturally, we are not those people.
We're not that people. Yeah. So she said to me, and yo, my son has a hard, because she's the disciplinary at the house, right? And she said, yo, my son has a hard time even coming to hug me. And she said, yo, what you love boys? You don't want to give me a hug? And then he'll hug his mom, right? And I don't fault her
after being shamed into hugging her, but okay.
Bang! I ain't want to tell her that.
Yeah,
but
she might see this episode though and be like, "Wait a minute, that's me."
Yeah, but it's whatever. It's my nigga. She know what time it is for me. Yeah. I keep it a stack with her. You know what I mean? So, she was like, yo, but I gotta sit back and like damn near, hustle him just to give me some love. I said, cause you so hard on him. I said, yo, you're not supposed to be hard on him. You're mom. You're a safe space. You know what I mean? You gotta chill. You know what I mean? And she's like, damn, I ain't think about it that way. But if I don't, his dad ain't gonna do it. And he out here running amok and beating every kid up in class. I'm like, just let him do his thing. Discipline him the way he needs to be disciplined, but love on him just as much. You know what I mean?
You just hit the nail on the head about something that's been bothering me. I feel like, and I hope this doesn't get me in trouble, but I don't care if it does because I mean it. We have fought.
Is it going to get me in trouble?
No, it's not going to get you in trouble.
Cool.
I'm always responsible. I just say shit that I mean.
I got your back regardless, B.
I appreciate you. I know you do too.
Yeah, I don't care.
So like, I feel, and I think there's probably data that probably will back me up. For a long time, women tried to be equal because we were left behind. I think up until like the 70s, we couldn't even buy our own houses. Like women have been behind misogyny, right? Yeah. But I think this thing is happening where, I think this thing is happening where we are not only getting equal rights increasingly, if you don't talk about Roe versus Wade and what's happening with the GOP, we're not only more empowered to be more educated. We're the fastest educated group in the country. We're extremely business oriented. Black businesses, particularly those led by women, are on the rise. We're doing all these things great that men used to only be able to do, and that's wonderful. I think we're also internalizing some of the dysfunctions that men had when they were being that industrious. Yeah. So some of the hardness and the lack of emotional intelligence and the peacocking and the deflecting that men did that we complained about when we were housewives and stuck at home nurturing the kids, I think some women have in their quest to be equal, they've also equalized some of the toxic shit that we talk about men about. And so that's why I don't do gender wars, because I sometimes can't tell who's a man and a woman if I just looked at their actions on paper. Right. And that's because a lot of women that I know now are so busy trying to be boss-ass bitches, they're forgetting to be maternal. Not everything our grandmothers did was bad.
Forgetting to be maternal.
Like,
that's a fact.
You can be equal, and your softness is not a weakness that you have to beat out of you. And I think a lot of women have beat the softness out of them in their quest to be equal. And I think that it makes me sad because that's our superpower. Yeah. I don't think me being feminine makes me weaker.
Yeah.
If he's the head, I'm still the neck. You know what I mean? And so I have a question for you about, I'm going to keep it to men because I don't want to turn into the Steve Harvey thing when I have men telling them what to do.
No, that's cool.
But for the men out there who are still listening, because they might be like, yo, this still
niggas is stuck over here.
They're still listening.
Bugging, I'm holding it down.
They're still listening.
And if you're not listening, you's a bitch ass nigga.
Okay, so Cheech is that dude. So for the men who are still listening, what would be your advice to a straight black man whose child is different in any way and seeks to come out to them, whether it's their orientation or what they want to do in life? How do you tell your demographic that's seen as so hard to penetrate? What would be advice to somebody who probably is in your position and feeling kinship to you right now?
Mad simple. It's not your life to live. It's not your life to live. That is not you. You've lived your life and are living it. All you need to do is make sure that your kid is safe and comfortable. You know what I mean? At this point, the shit that me and my son talk about is financial literacy. You know what I mean? My son had a financial advisor I didn't even know.
Oh, wow.
I said, when you get one? And he was like, oh, when I got off this movie set, someone recommended da-da-da-da-da. And I said, oh, shit, because my son just shot a movie over the summertime.
You better flex.
so like, yeah, he getting his own checks. He getting his
Who's
own
he shooting the movie with?
And Hathaway.
I just wanted you to have a moment to say that on the camera.
Yeah, and Hathaway.
And motherfucking Hathaway. But go ahead.
And And, you know, but no, we like, that's the things we talk about. You know what I mean? I can't tell him what to do no more. I can, but I can't. You know what I mean? Like, I could tell him, hey, yo, listen, you're home. I get it. I know you got to go back to school, but you have people you need to go see before you go home. I mean, go back to school. So you need to go do that whole grandparent tour before you go back to Boston, because you coming home and then dipping in and not seeing them is fucked up.
So
I have my
conversations. To stay connected to the family.
Yeah, I keep them close. My family don't judge them. My family don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like,
your super Jamaican family
don't care.
Are y'all hearing this?
You gotta understand.
Cheech is the most East Coast Jamaican person I know, and he's telling me his super Jamaican family has expanded their hearts to show love.
Let me tell you something. If anybody knows me,
wow, and
most people know, I am very close to my grandparents. I am very close to my kids. Right. My grandparents, you got to understand that they have a daughter, my mom, who's a part of that community. So they don't judge. My grandparents are probably the most loving people you're going to ever meet. They open their arms to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And like the shit that, the funny thing, I didn't know this because my grandparents go to the community church in their neighborhood. They've been going there all my life, like 50 plus years they've been going. I'm not 50, but I know they've been going that long.
I believe you, actually.
I had no idea that the goons and the hustlers in my neighborhood knew who my grandfather was because of the church, because their parents go to that church, or their mother or their grandparents go to that church, or their uncles or whoever. So they know my grandpa. So when I put my grandpa on the ground, they were like, "Oh shit, Mr. George," you know what I mean? Or Mr. Aaron, that shit. Yo, I didn't even know Mr. Aaron was your grandfather. You know what I mean? And same with my grandmother. But like, they're so welcoming that, like, you know, my family don't trip. My family's not gonna trip. It's the same way. You know what I mean? There's no way in hell. Yeah, no way in hell they daughter's not going to heaven. There's no way in hell their grandson's not going to heaven. You know what I'm saying? They don't care that much. My mom is one that's actually the one I go to because she's a part of that community to whenever I need some advice and gotta ask my son. But I'm learning more from my son.
That's
I learn
beautiful.
more. I learn just as much from my kid too, from the new generation.
Yeah,
so
they're
like,
more evolved than us.
Yeah, way more involved. Yeah. So like, you know, and for me, like, like everyone's like, yo, son, how you got all this time to watch all this shit? I watch everything. You know what I mean? So like,
you do. Cheech is the one who would recommend a TV show for me. Be like, okay, we're 5 seasons in. This is where you find it.
Yeah.
Holla at me after you finish watching it.
And I'm nocturnal as fuck, but I also like get enough sleep, and I wake up wild early. So like I'll wake up dumb early, and then it'll be like 6 o'clock, and I'm just watching whatever show that it is. You know what I mean? I'll put in like.
I was shocked that you watched Gossip Girl.
Yeah. And you know why? Because
we are not thinking about dudes from Queens watching Gossip Girl.
Nah, but you know why?
I love that so much.
You know why? Because my son will watch it. I want to be able to connect with the kid. I just want to be able to connect to him. Like Euphoria, I want to be able to connect to him. This is his generation. This is their world. This is what they do. So I need to understand. You know what I mean? So I don't miss a step.
You know what's so interesting?
It's like Jay-Z. His Fountain Youth was like Young Chris and Neef. You know what I'm saying? Like he stole their whole shit. You know what I mean? And then, but it's like he watched them so much that he was like, these niggas is dope. And they're kids. I need this. I'm about to phase out.
You're not using age as a reason to stop learning.
No.
Earlier you said that hate is taught. And I think what you're demonstrating for anybody who's listening is that so is love. Yeah, because one would think you're heterosexual, you're West Indian, you're from New York, you know, you are very heteronormative. You should not be able to make it simple. But because you were taught ferocious amounts of love from your grandparents and your mom, love makes things simple.
Yeah. Well, not so much from my mom. My mom loved me. My mom ain't know how to express it as much because my mom used to have her moods.
But no, here's the thing. People can teach you things that they don't even know themselves because when she came out to you, your heart had to expand because you had to make room for a new version of her.
Yeah, new version of my mom.
Sometimes
100.
someone will teach you how to do something that they don't even know how to do themselves.
Yeah.
There's been so many things my mother has taught me that she still doesn't know how to do. But watching her and loving on her, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to grow to like rock with her through this.
Yeah.
You're growing me right now. So even though your mother doesn't have the same words and like a finesse as the younger generation, she expanded your heart too.
Yeah, 100%.
She 100% expanded your heart.
100%.
Well, speaking of hearts expanding, yes, this is a segue.
Oh, shit.
We're almost done. This is like the last 10 minutes, but I wanted to.
Oh, my bad.
You see how quickly it went?
Yep.
You were nervous and it flew by. I told you, Cheech, I got you.
Word.
This is a regular conversation. They're eavesdropping on us, talking on my couch the way we usually do, like a regular conversation. There was a moment where I was in your guest room when I was staying with y'all, and it was the day that Bridget was running the marathon. And you walked in the room as if like a child on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, I'm ready. Like, she's it. And I think a part of me, like my heart burst, and I also blacked out at the same time.
Yeah, you was probably like the third person that knew what was going on.
I mean, I was in the house. So this is one of the things I always say I'm Forrest Gump. I happened to be at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
No credentials. Yeah. Just rolled up at the right time.
And like, all right.
And being in the room, when the minute you said that, my eyes watered up because I felt.
Thank you.
It was such pure, uncut, like cocaine kind of love. And I was like.
Not stepped on at all.
It was kind of, and I realized in that moment, and this is going to sound sad for me to say this, I had never seen a black man be that honest about his heart.
No shit.
It fucked me a little bit. I was like, I have all these male friends, but I've never seen a black man be this honest about how much he loves somebody.
Yeah.
And then we get to the moment of the engagement and you're telling her how much she means to you and you start crying. And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, oh my God, have I ever been in love? Because this is all foreign to me.
Oh shit.
Like, I was like, this is, because it was so vulnerable. Like you didn't put anything on it.
No.
It was like straight, no chaser. And so my question is, how did you become that free? Because you guys might not know this. My eyes are running because I was crying earlier. But like Cheech is
free in that space.
Free with your heart. Because here's the thing about in every part of that story, right? Whether you were talking to me or you were proposing to her and showing your emotion in front of all her, like all these people who love her. There's a freedom that comes with that. And when you took the workshop, you guys know we do the on-thy shift workshops. Cheech is the head of the class. He's the class favorite apparently. Every week we ask you what's your favorite part.
You make me seem like the teacher's pet now on your podcast. This is crazy.
I didn't think you the teacher's pet.
I'm actually gonna skip like 3 classes.
No, you're not.
I'm make niggas.
No, you're not. I
gotta go back to regular school.
You're the only teacher's pet I know. The teacher didn't pick.
I'm gonna skip like 3 classes.
But no, but I'm gonna land this though. Like in the class, when we asked what's your favorite part of class after every class, someone said they said Cheech is my favorite part, and we were like, ruh.
Yeah,
and we were like, and she was like, I love how free he is. And it made me think back to those moments I just mentioned. I was like, oh my God, that's the word. You were free.
Yeah.
And so my thing is, how did you learn to be that free? despite everything literally being built for you, not because Black men are not meant to be free,
Right.
especially when it comes to love.
Right.
How did you learn that, especially considering you're not a 25-year-old who doesn't know any better? You've been through some shit, friend.
Yeah. So you just said it. Like, I've been through some shit. So like every relationship I've been in, or anything that I was like close to, relationships, you know what I'm saying? You become different on the other side of them after they over. You know what I mean? And like, I think every fucking relationship I had leading up to this, you know what I'm saying? Because if you knew the story, like right before Bridget, I was getting out of something turmoil, and really and truly they were getting away from me because I was that toxic in that shit. And while being as toxic, the other person, because there was another woman, right, in that lane, in that world, like, you know, she couldn't accept the fact that I didn't want her.
Wait, so you would say you were for the streets a little bit?
I was definitely in the streets.
Go back to Cheech is a Libra.
I wasn't for everybody though.
No, Libras are picky for the streets.
Yeah,
they only go on special VIP streets, but it's still the streets, friend.
Yeah.
So Cheech is saying that he is not a perfect man. Like what he said earlier, you're not a perfect man, you're a good man.
Yeah,
there's a difference.
Yeah. You got to be selective with your dick. You can't give it to everybody.
Community dick is a thing, though. Say it one more time for the brothers who need to hear it.
What? Say what I just said?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to be selective with your dick. You can't give it to everybody. Everybody don't. You can say everybody can't go. Just like you know what I mean. You get rejected by certain chicks, and you looking at your like shorty like, what you mean? We just can't.
So you were out here for the streets, and then what happened when you met Bridget? Did the stars align? Did she get? It was the timing. What was it?
No, it was like we were both in a space, and the world was stopped. We met during pandemic, and the world has stopped.
Quite literally,
and we just I'm aloof to a lot of shit. So I had no idea that, you know what I mean, like we were even being... That
you had a chance?
Yeah.
You thought she was just cool?
No, I ain't tripping off of not having a chance. Like,
talk your shit, King.
I'm cute. You know what I mean?
You guys we're just laughing right now. You can see Cheech is cute if you watch us on YouTube, guys.
But like, no, you know, how can I put it? It was like we were both as open with each other and as free as possible. You know what I mean?
Up front,
100%.
No games. Don't let me pretend.
It was complete clean slate, like 100%. And if you want to call me a serial dater, I jumped from one thing to the next. Call me.
You're a Libra. We already know what that means. Yeah.
I don't care. I don't like being lonely. My bed can't be cold. Fuck that. I don't care. Fuck you. Fuck that.
Okay, well, we can't keep...
Don't judge me. I'm sorry. I'm just letting anybody who knows this.
I know I'm a Libra. And I stayed with a piece, and I found my peace.
Right, and like you know, once it was a clean slate, and I found my space, and I found my comfort in her, it just became. It went from comfort to love, from love to home, from home to partner to solace to team. It was just you know what I mean. It's a cornucopia, just like, you know.
Come through cornucopia. That's one of my favorite words.
Yeah, it was just a cornucopia and like just a utopia, if you will, or just like pleasure.
Now you're spitting bars. Okay.
Yeah,
Jason.
but seriously, it's just like a big, you know, like calm layout of just like, yo, I can't ask for more.
But here's the thing, though. Men always say they want women to be their peace. And it's also...
They want a peace because, you mean like on peace?
No, men say that,
mental peace.
I want you to be my peace. But a lot of times when they say that, they actually mean I want somebody docile. You found your peace in a firecracker ass area.
Yeah.
So can we discuss
because I'm just
that women don't have to be docile and mute to be your peace?
No, they should.
I love you, Bridget. I love you so much, friend. You're very Aries.
I feel like
so like
I feel like that peace that niggas be wanting, that docile chick.
Yeah,
that's for me. That's weak. I can't deal with that.
So you want an equal?
Yeah, because I've had a ton of doormats, and like the moment I get a pass for cheating, or I get it's okay, I forgive you. It's like
no boundaries.
Word? Okay.
Like you ain't got no standards.
I'm doing this shit again. And you know what I mean? And
so what did she do that made you be like, oh no, I this one's mine. I get to keep this one. Was there a moment or a feeling? Because there can be folks out there who are hoping to find their person. And also, I'm gonna be honest too, a lot of men under 35 watch this, be funny? And they need to hear what grown men look at when they're picking somebody.
You wanna know? It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be the most odd thing ever.
Oh, I'm nervous. Hit it, friend.
Yo, we're very fresh in our world and in our relationship, And ironically, my ex had a very bad accident, and she bust her head wide open, and she was leaking.
Oh.
And she was like, "Oh, so we going to the hospital?" And I was like,
"Wow,
word." I was like, "Okay."
Not wait. This bitch. I hope she died, which a lot of y'all would say.
But wait. It gets better. It gets better. I had to drop my daughter off, and I dropped my daughter off. It's the first time she's actually going to meet my baby mother, my daughter's mom.
Oh.
And she got out the car on some, "Hi, my name is da-da-da-da-da." And my daughter's mother was like, "Hi, how are you?" You know what I'm saying? Like, and from that point right there, I was like,
she ain't on no funny shit.
Nah,
she's about
she
it.
a real one. She's with the shits. Was she happy to do any of that? No, but she strapped up her Timbs and was with the shit.
She understood what partnership meant.
And I was like, "Oh, I got a whole soldier right now. Let's go build this army. Let's go." So we about to have mad babies. No, I'm joking. No.
Cheech has already told y'all that every 10 years he puts a baby in somebody, and he's on year 10 and a half. He's like, we're speaking Bridget's baby into existence.
No, but no. Dead ass, like, just the fact that she was with the shits that day, how she also, like, you know, Bridget
was a good friend to you in that moment.
100 more.
She wasn't just your girlfriend. She was a good friend to you.
And more.
Well, that's that 90s love type shit. Okay, talk
and
your
more
shit.
important, you know, my son, he don't need to be embraced like that. He 20 years old. He a grown ass man, right? Yeah. But she plays no games about my daughter. She treats my kid like as if it's hers. You know what I'm saying? And that means a lot. You know what I mean? Because my Zoe's everything. So, like,
hashtag girl, you were such a girl dad.
Yeah, I'm a girl dad. You know what I mean?
When I stayed in the guest room, which was clearly your daughter's room, I was looking around. I was like, yeah, he's a girl dad. Like, because sometimes when you stay with your dad and then you going back and forth between mom and dad, your room is like basically a walk-in closet, you know, with a little sink next to it. Like, it looks like you're in a penitentiary. Yeah. I was like, no, he's a girl dad. Yeah.
Yeah, we got the little butterflies. We got the little paintings.
You a whole motherfucking girl dad. You'd make Kobe proud.
Yeah, thank you.
So what I'm hearing is, and let's extrapolate this for those who are slow in the back.
Extrapolate, I like that word.
You see the world as you are, and because Cheech is a real ass dude, he wanted a real ass woman. And so a lot of y'all who are playing fake C's to pull somebody, it's a hollow victory because the person who needs you to be fake to get them is fake themselves.
Yeah, it's a tug of war for no reason, man.
Yeah,
there's too much energy for that shit. It's like, yo, stop. Especially listen, fellas, if you are in a space where you are tired of the bullshit, of the games, of all of the above, the same way you can dedicate your fucking hours to the gym to get the body you want, the same way you can dedicate your time with your diets and everything, because I know we do, or put that, pardon me, or even put that money aside for the car or the watch or whatever it is that you want, you know what I mean? Do it for your woman. You know what I mean? Do it. And if you, but profile, make sure that's the one. Even if you got to do your own personal test. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you want to do for yourself. If she passed your shit, don't ask your mans, don't ask your dads, don't ask nobody else.
Go with your gut.
Go with what you feel. And if she's doing what she's supposed to do every go round, my man, dedicate yourself to this woman. That's it. You're good. You're good from there. It's not rocket science. Just stop. We're creatures of habit. The moment you keep doing it, it's gonna be like second nature, and it's gonna be like, why do I even need to hurt my homie? Aww. You ain't gonna hurt your mans in them. Why would you need to hurt your homie? But ladies,
treat your women as good as you treat your friends.
Yeah, they friends.
Y'all be treating your homies like God body, and treating your girls like trash sometimes. So I just love that you're like, no, they're both your friends.
Right, and honest to God, don't ask your single homies or your friends that are in like boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. I talk to my married homies, Swell. I talk to my cousin Skippy, my cousin Brandon. I call my cousin Heights. I talk to my married friends. Like, you've been married for a minute, then boom, I'm talking to you because you can relate. Every one of them niggas been in my shoes and they understand how I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. And they get it. You know what I mean? So shout to all of them. Like Rob, fucking Swell, fucking.
I love the shout outs.
Yeah.
This is when you know you got men in the room, huh?
Yeah, you know what I mean? all of them. And I'm talking about Rob and Britt, by the way, because Rob was on the phone with me like, yo, son, that's what you're supposed to do, fuck everybody else.
But do you know what you're modeling right now? And the producer's telling me we have to wrap up because apparently the show's over.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize because this is a good conversation. You're showing that men need a tribe. They need brotherhood. They need their friends for emotional stuff as much as women do, and not just to play sports or watch TV. Like, they act as if we have each other for support systems, but y'all keep shit simple. You're proving that men do need fellowship.
Yeah.
Men sincerely, and they need fellowship that holds them accountable.
Yeah.
Because everything that you just outlined was men holding other men accountable.
Yes.
It can't just be women waiting to tell you that you're in trouble holding you accountable. And the note that I want to end today on, Cheech, because I feel like this encapsulates what you've been saying.
Sorry, I'm not gonna hold you. I've definitely confided in my nigga Clive and my nigga Muhammad and my nigga Billy and Tony. I talked to all SO. I talked to all these niggas like they're married.
Cheech has an army of married men who actually understand that the same dedication. Because you're right, men put discipline in their bodies and in their hustle, but that same discipline into your dick in the way that you treat your partner.
Yeah, man.
So the encapsulation of this episode is that love makes things mad simple. Like when you really love with somebody and rock with them, a lot of the confusion and chaos you see on social media doesn't make sense. It's just noise.
Easy.
Love makes shit simple. Now, Cheech, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of folks who are suddenly gonna be like, Bridget, what's your prayer? Forget Sierra. So where can folks no, I'm serious because I feel like you're not pandering. A lot of times when we have men say these things, they move in a way that feels very pandering. And I've said previously in previous episodes, guys, I love Trevor Noah, but he panders in a way that, because I have receipts, makes me nervous sometimes. You're not pandering.
Oh, no.
It's very clear that good or bad, they're going to get the truth from you. And so how do they keep in touch with you if they want to know more about what you think about life and love in general?
Don't keep in touch with me. I'm not giving my phone number to none of y'all.
No, not the phone number. I meant your social media handle.
Oh, my bad.
She's like, I'm not giving your number.
Oh, I mean, you said keep in touch. I'm like, who going to call me? Like,
your social media handles.
Oh, sorry. You should say that. Cheech Don, that's CheechDon on Twitter and on Instagram. On Twitter is kind of like private because my tweets be reckless.
Cheech just made it clear that he's not talking to all of y'all.
But I'm opening. I'm gonna open up my Twitter because I just got to get back to my laptop and unblock it. But on Instagram, I'm Cheech Don, CheechDon, and you can find me there. Or you can just go to like Bridget page and then like find one of her cute little posts and then just click me.
He's like, I'm tooken. Don't slip it. So you guys do not slide into my friend's DMs because he's a good man. Because I will fight you before Bridget even gets to you. Real talk.
Yeah.
And also, you guys know you can find me at Bluecentric. And for those of you who want to do the workshop, Cheech, is there anything that you can say for those who are on the fence about doing the workshop? Because I feel like having a man talk about it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, the workshop is cool. I'm the only guy in it right now, and it's cool. But it's a cool workshop. It's helping me, like I said, in the class previous to this pod. It helps me react. I mean, interact more than react. Within my disagreements or my dilemmas and conversations. You know what I mean? I don't want to feel like I'm being attacked. I'm more interacting with the way someone else is emotionally feeling, that I'm making them how I'm making.
And one of your favorite mantras from the class was, "It's not me versus you; it's me and you versus the problem." The problem, yeah. Yeah, so we're never going to be adversaries. We're two allies trying to find some clarity.
We teammates here. You know what I'm saying?
You guys, I need you, whether you come to go to my class or buy a book or do whatever workshop. Please hyper focus on emotional intelligence, because as you can see. Anybody who really wants to do the work can do the work. Let's not use your gender, your socioeconomic class, or any of those things as an excuse not to do the work. If anything bad has happened to you, it's not your fault it happened, but it is your responsibility to get better, right? So as usual, we're all just human beings doing human shit. I am at Bluecentric. You guys know where to find me. Thank you for watching the show. And Cheech, I am so happy you came on, friend.
Yeah, this is really cool.
See, it was fun.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. This
is
fire. You know what I mean?
Bye, guys.
Bye.
It was a regular conversation.